Okay, here's a short update on the 10-degree mount install that I've been working on for my 002 transmission. So the factory mounts had to be cut off, and this comes in the kit, which you have to trim, and you have to weld it to the torsion. This is pretty, this just connects frame horns together, which holds this cradle. Now this cradle goes where the bell housing goes on your 002 trans, which is like this one. You have to figure out where you're going to mount. You got to get everything mounted right, and you make sure that your hockey stick or your shift rod is straight and even in the tunnel. And once you get all that and your transmission is level and where you want it, you then mount these tabs that are included in the kit. So these tabs hold these this is what makes this kit nice, is that there's a rubber isolator, so it cuts down on the vibration in the car. Here's one too on each side. So once you get that, you set your you set this cradle in, and then you drill the holes inside the bell housing, and you put your bolts in there, which gives it extra support. Now on my bell housing, I had the old style throwout bearing arm, the clutch fork. It it uses those clips, and I really didn't like the clips. So let me show you what I did. I had another one of these bell housings laying around that I used to just start motors with, after I build them or whatever. So this is the other bell housing that I had, and it was the newer style. So what I did was I bought the collar, which I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this one-handed, but you know, the collar with the sleeve here, like your later model Beetle has. So this enables me to use the later model throwout bearing. So I bought the update beef kit here. I bought a new German shift fork, a new German throwout bearing. I did buy a newer arm here, but I didn't like the way it fit onto the shaft. It had some play this way and that way, and I just figured it wore out. So I used the old German rod, and I actually used the spring just because it felt a little bit better than what they were offering in the MP kit. So here's the innards. If you take the bell housing off, this is a 537 gear, which is nice for Baja, which is what I'm putting it in. It's going to gear it pretty good with the 30-inch tires. So this one appeared to be rebuilt, or at least in before, because it's got a weird looking gasket here that I don't think is original. So somebody's probably in it either to fix it, rebuild it, or just maybe this bell housing was leaking at some point. So I cleaned it all up. It looks pretty good. It spins, let me switch hands. It spins really nice, just with my hand, so, we'll see. I mean, yeah, this was a Craigslist buy transmission that I had for probably 5 years now. I knew one day I was going to do this, and so I found a good deal on it. I think I paid $200 for it. And if it works, that'd be great. What else do I gotta do? Oh, that mount. So there's also another piece. So this part right here also comes in the kit. Let's see if you can see it. This piece right here, which mounts to that other mount that I showed you, where the original mount goes. So I did get some parts today. I got a gasket kit. I'm gonna put this nose cone on. Put my, I don't know if you can see it. I can't see anything. Reverse light switch. I bought a new one of those. Let's see here. What else did we get? Excuse my mess. Got the German kit. Oh, bought a heavy duty shift coupling. You might as well redo all this stuff while you're at it. It's this right here. This is the reverse light switch, which for a bus and a bug, it's the same switch, just so y'all know. Make sure you get the little crush washer gasket so you don't have any leaks. So that's just a short video. I still want to paint the firewall. I want to see if I can clean up some of these wires, this stuff here. I have my thing axles and CV joints. I've showed y'all in other videos, but it's right there in that FedEx box. Oh, so with that kit also, you have to notch your frame horns. And they give you a measurement. I think it's like 4 inches back, or 3 inches, and then 4-inch cut, and then whatever. But you want to make sure you weld your seams after you do the cut, because if you don't, it'll probably split on you and water getting there, or rust or whatever. So you just want to make sure you do it right. You got to do it for both sides. And it was not that hard. I just took a grinder and it maybe took 15-20 minutes after you measure it all out. You do have to move your throttle cable tube and your clutch cable tube over. I'm probably going to make that a little cleaner and better. We were just fixing it just to get that right. Now I can go in there and patch a piece of metal in there. It's no big deal. I do have the things stub axles too that'll go in there. And this thing should be ready for bug jam. This thing is getting more and more like a Baja. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to drive it. Like I say. So I'm rambling on, kind of running out of things to say. But I'll update you guys later when I get the transmission in and get everything kind of cleaned up. Like I said before, the 2110 center mount. This was the turbo motor in this car. I took turbo off and it's just used the center mount carburetor. That motor is going to go in the Baja. I think it's going to be perfect. It's got a nice torque to it, which is what this car needs, especially for trail riding. So yeah, so anyway, the old Baja needs to be cleaned. I have not driven it in forever since I've had it down. But there you see it. It's getting there. Alright folks, well, I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I got a lot more projects coming. Old Red here. It's going to get, once I take that motor out, I have another combination I'm going to throw together, a motor. And don't worry, it's going to go back to turbo, but this time instead of blow through, it's going to be a draw through. And I think you'll recognize it. Should be fun. And yeah, so anyway, y'all have a good weekend, and I'll holler at you later.